What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Diving right into some Marvel Future Fight content and bringing you Ronan the Accuser in his Annihilator uniform. So let's jump right on into this. So first up, let's talk about the character. It's going to be like one of those buy or skip kind of conversations for the free-to-play players. Let's look at what makes this character a buy character for you. Okay, so number one, first off, the uniform options on this character, they're not so impactful, I think, for the veteran players as much as they used to be. Like, you used to look at these uniform options essentially like as a way to top off one's character deficiencies, the stat deficiencies, and now, like, you know, with all of the other gimmicks in the game, you can skip on it. But I have to be happy with the fact that Marvel, the devs, basically put in 5 very good uniforms for Ronan. So you got Captain America, Sharon Rogers in her Poseidon armor, Spider-Man Miles Morales across the Spider-Verse, Dr. Voodoo Strange Academy, Valkyrie Love and Thunder, and Doctor Strange Death of Doctor Strange. These are 5 absolutely good uniforms that, you know, I think anybody joining the game, you would probably think of at the very least, at minimum, 4 of these uniforms are purchasable uniforms because these are meta characters, with the exception probably of Dr. Voodoo. That's it. But if you're a Dr. Voodoo fan, I would still suggest you pick up the Strange Academy uniform. It's one of the reasons why I will still say I think Marvel devs, you guys are losing some money on the table because you refuse to introduce a transmog system and give players a reason to go back purchase old uniforms and stuff like that, so that way they can transmog them for looks on here. Now, uniform looks really good. I like the reflections and the detail on it, you know, the muscles and stuff like that. It is like a little bit of a letdown in the face to me because there's a lot more detail on his old Annihilation uniform comparatively to this one. You know, like it's definitely a simpler look. The face here to me just looks a little bit better, but that's just me. You know, you guys choose how you want to. So like I said, the biggest factor I think in purchasing the Annihilator's Ronan uniform is going to be utilizing him as a DPS leadership type character, meaning like he has a very nice uniform effect in that they removed the ignore target's dodge rate from his passive ability and put it on the uniform effect, and then they made all of the increased basic damage dealt to the supervillain superhero. They made this applicable to all universal type allies. In his previous uniform, this was only applicable to himself. Now that it's available to all universal type allies, phenomenal, because it basically gives you a way to use him in a support role if you're not even going to use him in a leadership role. But I think that you're going to really like to put this character in a leadership role because Ronan already came packed equipped with a very good leadership ability that applied to all universal type allies as well, where he gave them basic attack and basic defense 50-36. This is really good for the character overall. Not to mention, for him individually, the rest of his kit is not that bad. I think it's a really good kit overall for the character. Let's take a look at some of the skills inside of here. So looking at the character's kit, you know, not a whole lot going on in one skill at all, and I'm still confused at the black pixelated backgrounds. It seems like it's broken, I'm not sure, but like here you notice it the most, especially at the end. No, it's not there, it was the 3rd skill, I think it is, where it's just all black floored, and then you get like this black, something's wrong. Like, it appears that way on my phone as well, so that's why I think it's this way, but I'm playing on BlueStacks right now and you can see it. His skill looks really cool to me, like the majority of the skills. I was really hoping that his 3rd skill was going to be a skill that activated if you put him in the ally support role, but it's not, unfortunately. It's the 4th skill basically that you get right here. He jumps in and this is the skill that you get. It's not a bad skill to get. You can see it's really good. It's just I was really hoping for the 3rd skill, because the 3rd skill has the recovery for all allies, recovery HP effect. It really feels weird that we would probably be going back to the days where we're popping in a character to pop out a character to get those little bit effects, especially for just 5% HP. Not my cup of tea. He also has a very nice, easy rotation on his skills. So basically a delay cancel 4, wait for the hammer shot, and then 3 into 5. Really simple. So all you gotta do is wait for him to rise up and then summon the cosmic rod beam, and you're pretty much good to go. When his tier 3 is up, still same skill, 4, 3, 5, 6. 4, wait for him to rise into air, shoot down, 3, 5, and then 6. Nice easy cancel. A lot of hits on the skill as well, so it's really nice skill overall. Like, you know, pretty good. No complaints there, right? So now let's take a look over here at Ronan's who you're comparing him with. So I've given you some of the reasons why you should buy him. Now I want to give you some of the reasons why you probably will skip the character if you don't have enough crystal coin, because I think it's a good purchase overall because he's going to be applicable to a number of characters inside of the game. So let's take a look at the elements. So let's take a start off with what Ronan is inside his elements. He is a universal superhero now. Yes, superhero male character. We're going to go with all species. We won't even just bear down on aliens. But these are some of the characters he has to compete with. And these are some of the characters that are also going to be coming up behind him as well. So you essentially got Ghost Rider, Thor, Odin, and Beta Ray Bill sitting at the T4. And then, oh, by the way, he still has the possibility for Sentry, Blue Marvel, I would probably say Sam Alexander and Nova Richard Rider, and then as well as Exodus to compete with. The rest of the characters, maybe Vision, and I don't know that they're coming around back to Hyperion, Icarus, and Vision anytime in the near future, but there's a lot of characters who could basically eclipse him. The one thing that he does really well though is he applies a leadership and a support ability to all universal type allies, whereas opposed to some of these characters in their universal roles, they really only apply effects to themselves and their specific team. So like for instance, Icarus has a really cool leadership, right? Guardians of Humanity, but it applies to only eternal type allies. Thor has a good leadership, but that it applies to himself, right? So when you look at characters overall inside the universal type role, that's where you sit. When you open that up to all sides for villains and included inside of here, some of these other characters are going to benefit as well. Like Loki will benefit, Silver Surfer will benefit, probably potentially Doom in the future when he gets there. So there's a lot of universal type characters, and you open that even more to female type characters, and most of these characters inside this role will benefit. It's the same thing like Morgan Le Fay. She was introduced, she didn't necessarily have a good leadership inside that debuff, and she didn't even have good passives, right? Like in terms of what she was offering. But when you looked at that uniform effect, it was like, wow, that's a good uniform effect. I'm going to get the debuff, and I'm going to get the universal increase all basic attacks with 35 and the boss damage types. I use Morgan Le Fay almost all the time with, Black Bolt, just because I love it, right? So like that's where Ronan sits. Is he a buy? I think that if you currently have the crystals in your account and you have enough to basically purchase Ronan and Silver Surfer, 100% purchase Ronan. Otherwise, put him on your little bit of a wait list and purchase him when you can. But I would suggest highly that because of his leadership, because of his support ability, you should be able to get him. Now I want to show you Ronan inside some gameplay so that way you can get an idea of what he's actually bringing to the table in terms of like world boss content and basically just being able to use him at the 4. So I'm gonna start this off with just Mephisto, right? So Mephisto's my world boss legend of the day. I'm just gonna do this at stage 2. I'm not gonna really go any higher than that, because I think for a lot of free-to-play players, it's one thing to push if you've built up a roster and you have characters. It's another thing as a free-to-play player to be playing the game and where you're gonna get the most bang for your buck. You only really need to go to stage 2 to get most of these rewards, and then as you build a roster, basically push. But even if you're just playing for the quickness most days, then you're pretty good there. So we're gonna use this setup right here. I'm gonna use Silver Surfer just because this is like potentially a team I see setting up, so that way I basically can play Silver Surfer mostly, you know what I mean? And then have Ronan here, and then probably like as a support in case Silver Surfer dies for some zany reason. I'm using Mantis because Phyla-Vel's not available. Realistically, if you're going to be using Silver Surfer, and this is a spoiler for my next video, Agent Venom is probably going to be one of the better options for him because he provides chain hit, increase and decrease damage to Silver Surfer. So you'll probably end up using him somewhat inside there. So let's take a look overall though with this team, because I like Mantis and I like the whole galaxy kind of setup inside here. So we just run stage 2, and this should be good enough team. Yeah, we'll use that allies inside there. And so we're fighting Mephisto inside of here. Let's take a look at what my man Ronan can do. So simple combination: 4, wait for him to go up, 3, and then 5. See how long it takes for him to break through the shield. Decent. Move around, 4 into the sky, 3, and then 5. I don't know why I waited on the rotation instead of just hitting that 2 and 1. 4. Messed up that rotation. 2 and then 1. But we did break him on 3 rotations, so that was good. So now we're gonna go 4 into sky, 3, 5, and then 6. That's some nice damage. That's spicy. I like it. I like it. Got him down to pretty much about 15 bars over there. Let him summon this. Get out of there. 4. Get up into sky, 3, and then 5. So even on his just normal rotation, there's some pretty good damage being dealt there. 4 into sky, 3, and then 5, and we get, oh, damn it! I thought I had him into his next phase. They gypped me. He's got nice speed on his movement too. Like he moves pretty decently. Like pretty fast. I always hate when we get characters and they just move slow as nails. Like it just feels dead. We'll just hit him with the 2. Come on, man, for real. 2 and then the 1. That should be enough to take him down. All right, start his next phase. So then we're gonna go again. 4 into sky, 3, 5, and then 6. Nice, good damage. Liking it. Down about 15 bars inside here. Push him into the next phase. I guess not. Oh, okay, we did get it off. Messed me up. My man is enraged and pumping the hell out of him. He's taking a hit too, so I like it. So it's nice to see Ronan being able to take a hit. These are all good things for Ronan, basically. If you basically like, yeah, I'm gonna purchase this character. Oh, you bastard. 4, 3, and then 5, and then 6. That should be enough to take him out. So there you go. So it's like, now Mephisto is probably one of the easier bosses, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like that's old glory, right? It's a pretty easy boss probably for Silver Surfer to go through. I mean, for Ronan to go through. I'm so excited to bring Silver Surfer content. So let's take a look at Gore. I hate him, but this is probably a good look at Gore battling him. So we'll do Gore stage 2 as well. And we'll omit, I hate to say it, but at this point I really gotta omit, yeah, I gotta omit that team right there. We're gonna go Surfer, like how I said. This is probably gonna be my normal standard setup inside of here. And then I think Mantis is a blast type character. I should have looked at that the last time. Where's she at? There she goes. So let's set that ally team up in there. Yeah, whatever. This is good enough. I don't really care about this. So there we go. Let's see how he does in getting him down to the next phase. I know it's probably gonna be a little bit more difficult, so we'll see what happens inside here. So there we go. All right. So hate that. We're gonna dodge this. I don't know how he's gonna handle that. So we're gonna go 4, 3, 5. I messed that rotation up big time. Damn. Messed that up. All right, we'll go into that rotation. So then we get out of here. Ooh, 4. There we go. 3, 5, and then 6. Ooh, baby. Not doing a whole lot of work there. 4 into the sky, 3, 5. Ooh, he is taking some hits though. Trust me, he is tanking some hits. 4. Oh, there you go. Okay, he's finally out of there. All right, let's try that one more time. So I'm going to show you what his build here is in a second, so that way you can kind of get the gist of this. But let's try that one more time, see if we can do any better. I did mess up on a couple of rotations there. I was surprised that he was taking hits. I was surprised he was taking hits. Move out the way of that, get out the way of this, and then we'll just go 4 into the sky, 3, 5. Ooh, I messed that up too again. Jesus. A little hard sometimes to play on emulator. So 4 into the sky. And then we'll go with the 6. Ugh. Not a whole lot of damage on those skills against somebody like No, but I didn't expect it, to be perfectly honest. Like 100%. I was expecting him to do, like, I'm really surprised at his survivability. 4, 3, 5, and then 6. I mean, is it bad? No, not really. It's just not, you know, good. I didn't expect him to do very well against Gore, excuse me. Oh, shit. All right, he's not gonna make it past that. I can tell you that right now. But let me show you what his build currently looks like, so that way you get an idea of the character overall for what I have him set up. Because I'm not trying to throw shade on my man at all, but I have no Urus on him, not a single one. I don't have his skills leveled up at all. None of them. His type enhancement is literally at 3. ISO 8, I've got a simple Hawk's Eye on him that is not even at stage 6. Artifact, no artifact whatsoever. And then a custom gear, I've got an extreme obelisk on him that doesn't even have a proc. So my expectation for the character, essentially, like, as he's able to complete Mephisto type content, I don't really particularly ever see the character basically shining in higher levels of like World Boss Legend without an appropriate build where you just kind of like max him out. But I don't really see a reason to bullshit players and be like, well, yeah, level 70 tier 3 character is worth beefing up to see if he can do level 29 or, you know, stage 30, you know, gore. Like, this is bullshitting you. There's other universal type characters you should be investing in that can go all the way to tier 4. So why invest inside of him? What you're mainly purchasing Ronan for is for that leadership and support ability that his uniform effect applies. And in that regard, he's probably going to be good enough for you, and it's probably going to be one of the best universal support type leaderships as well inside the game. And I think that becomes a value that can't be replaced, especially when you look at some of the universal support and leadership type characters at the helms. There's not a whole lot of them. So I think that he's going to have a lot of value there, especially if you build him. He's probably going to be a really good support type character. Basically, you know, hey, I'm playing as Silver Surfer, or I'm playing as, you know, Black Bolt, or I'm playing as Nova, and this character goes down, and then I'm basically using Ronan to clean off and do the dirty work. Now, the way I probably intend to build him is, I think that he's probably going to be rife and ready for a CTP of Insight, which unfortunately I don't have any CTP of Insights, but I'm probably going to drop a CTP of Insight on him because I'm probably going to use him in that role, and I want him to get the boost from a CTP of Insight. So I'll probably just clean up with a CTP of Insight on him and call it a day. I don't really particularly see any other type CTPs being able to put on him, just because I don't plan on, he's a T3. He's probably not, he like, it's Ronan. He's not going to probably get another shine opportunity for a while to basically get to that T4. So I don't really see the suggestion of you putting anything more than a CTP of Insight on him to try to build around him as if though he was going to be more than just like, you know, your leadership support type character. So throw a CTP of Insight on him. You don't even need to build him all the way up. Slowly build him as you start to play the game, and basically, you know, use Silver Surfer where you can. And that's probably going to be the best path forward that you have for the character. In truth, is he a bad purchase? No. Is he a skip? I wouldn't say he's a hard skip, but if you have other ways that you can put, that you feel more comfortable with leaderships, then use those. But right now, I think for me, I already purchased the uniform, and I'm really happy with the uniform, and I think he's probably going to be a lot better than most people realize. I'm going to come back and make another visit to the character once I actually build him up, but I have to build Surfer first, and I'm saving up my gold coins for those, so I don't want to do the heavy investment and lose out on gold coins for Surfer, because man, is he about to be expensive and draining on me. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please like and subscribe to videos and comment in the section below. Every bit helps the channel. I'm really trying to grow this thing. So until next time, guys, peace.